of Phuket and south of Koh Samui, Ao Nang is a very peaceful and serene town, and probably one of my favorite places to visit in Thailand. Next to Krabi, a place that a lot of tourists end up going to see places like Railay Beach, the Chicken Island, and well, that's pretty much what I remember. On this day, I took a trip to the 4 famous islands that surround Ao Nang / Krabi area. What was cool about this tour was that they were actually able to pick you up from your hotel for free and drop you off at the meeting point. But we spent about an hour just waiting for everybody to get to the meeting point. So one thing that I would recommend is ask your tour guide ahead of time, how long will you be at the meeting point and what time will you actually leave from the boat to the destination or to the first destination? Because really, you know, I could have had breakfast at my place. I could have done a lot of things during this time. So that was one thing that I really didn't like. But our first stop was Railay Beach. As you can see, it is a little crowded, which is funny because apparently this isn't that crowded, but for me, it was a lot of people. The first thing we saw were the monkeys, and these monkeys, look, I will tell you right now, they are not shy. So just be cautious. I wouldn't try to pet them. I would not try to feed them. Just keep your distance, like they have COVID, okay? Because they will attack you. Oh my God. And mess up your face. So this is the pathway to this really famous cave, which is said to give people blessings and grant your wish when it comes to having a family or love or anything to do with that. So a lot of the locals come here to have that blessing. And I didn't really know what to expect, but trust me when I say, when we showed up at the cave, it was not what I was expecting at all. And low key, I'm trying to think now, is it appropriate for YouTube for me to put this on here? You know, I'm really quite curious about that. I'm gonna have to look that up later. But here they show you about the animals that you can see in this area. Here? Yeah, so I don't know if I'm allowed to show it. I kept on asking my tour guide, is this the cave, is this the cave? But no, those were not the caves. So as we approached the beach, we quickly saw, or I quickly noticed that there were people rock climbing. And this was something that I didn't really hear of, but apparently is really popular in this region of Thailand. A lot of people come to Krabi just to go rock climbing on these mountains and boulders. So if you're interested in that, this is definitely a destination that I would not skip when coming to Thailand. And even if you're not a rock climber, they have different paths you can take depending on your level of rock climbing ability. And because the guys have done these rock climbing sites so many times, they know exactly where to put your hand, where to put your feet, what step to do next. And if you get stuck at any point, they will easily and quickly help you figure out what to do next. So that was pretty cool. And then I saw this bird that was really cute, but obviously tried to avoid my camera. Like, he was just hopping and hopping and hopping. This is one of the views from the beach. And this was the cave, as you can see. We're gonna call them mushrooms. They're filled with mushrooms. That's the location that the locals would go to have blessings when it comes to having kids or love. And those are the other destinations that we actually went to later in the tour. As you can see, the little head sticking out, that's the Chicken Island that you will see later in this video. And it looks a lot more like a chicken, trust me, okay? When we were actually there, it looked like a chicken, okay? So after that, we spent about 20 minutes there and we headed back to our boat. And from our boat, we headed to another location to go snorkeling, and that was pretty exciting. So we just went swimming, and luckily nobody got stung, but apparently, because there's like literally a lot of different kinds of jellyfish in this water, but as you can see, there are these pink ones, and it was really cool because when we were under, oh, you can see right there, you see it? Some fish, so some of the fish actually eat these pink jellyfish, thank God, because apparently these ones sting the worst. But it's kind of brutal though, they eat them when they're alive, so I kind of feel bad for the jellyfish, but look, I'm just glad we didn't get stung. But it was beautiful underneath the water. Like, I wish I had a GoPro or something, hopefully later I'll get one. It was just cool. We saw, I don't know what it's called, a tiger shell. And it had like lips. I don't know how to explain it, but it was pretty cool. Saw a sea urchin, with its red eyes, which I've never seen before, and then some other stuff. So a lot of fish, So then we headed across the bay to go and eat some delicious lunch. And this is all part of the tour, all included. I almost forgot actually. So the tour cost about 1,000. Yeah, about 1,000 baht plus the national park fee. And this is one thing that a lot of the tour agencies will try to get you on. When they have you pay for the ticket, sometimes it will not include the park fee. I think actually most of the time it will include the park fee. So you just need to make sure and be clear with them that what you're paying for is just for the tour, okay? And usually you can negotiate that price down to like 500 baht or 600 baht, depending on how big your group is. Before lunch, I had to get a quick drink because I already knew that we would only have water for lunch. So I decided to get a little passion fruit smoothie. And for lunch, we had a very typical Thai lunch, which is an egg. Everything comes with an egg in Thailand. I don't know why, but that's just how they eat. Rice, stir-fried vegetables, and then a really good curry. It was delicious. And they had chunks of chicken and, of course, chicken feet. I honestly have still not tried chicken feet to this day. And maybe I'll try it some other time, but it just, you know, I don't know. And it doesn't sound like the most appealing thing, in my opinion. So then after lunch, we headed to our third destination, which was the very famous Chicken Island. And to me, it looks a little bit more like a turkey, but, you know. So this is the Chicken Island, very famous, known for the fact that it looks like a chicken, and also a popular diving area as well. So this one you can eat too. So this is like a gigantic one. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, look, there's one more over there. Hold on, let me see it. On top, where is it? It's like, I don't know how big that is. It's like as big as my face. That's how big it is. That's cool. So then we headed to our fourth and final island on this tour. And this island is very special because it's only during low tide when you can actually see it and walk on it. So this was really cool. We actually saw it on the way to Chicken Island, and now you're going to see it up close. So like my tour guide said, it's called Tough Island, I think. We landed to this beautiful, beautiful tropical beach. And actually, this is actually a bed of oysters. Or not exactly like the same oysters like in the States, but the distant cousin, I don't know. But they said you can actually eat any of the oysters that you can find here. And as you can see, a lot of animals and probably people have eaten a lot of these oysters, but some of them are still intact. But they said you did need like a rock or a hammer or something to dig them out. And it's pretty cool. Some people were swimming in the water. I definitely was not about to go swimming, and you will see why real quick. Jellyfish.
Animal with no brain. They go with the water.
Oh my god.
You get touched.
Oh. Can you eat it?
Some. This one cannot eat.
Ah, okay.
They-
I want to eat that. The pink one.
Yeah.
This one, yeah?
Yeah, this is like a some.
So I can
Parts
just,
of them, some
I can
parts.
grab it and eat it? No.
No.
So as you can see, this beach was littered with jellyfish. And these weren't even the biggest ones, which is the worst part. These were the babies. These were the small ones. Literally microscopic compared to the ones I will show you next. This is why I'm not snorkeling. Look how big this is. It's from here. The pineapple is not part of it.
If you touch, it's itchy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nah, that's why I'm not swimming. This is a no. There's more. This one's even bigger than the last one. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. It's dead. I feel bad. Is it, how fast do they die in the sand?
They just came in the bed. I had it on the beach.
This is it?
They died.
That's it. Wow. And even, this is the biggest one we've seen so far. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's why I'm not swimming in that water. This is why. Look how big, like, look, compared to my foot. I'm not gonna try to get too close. Let me explain something to y'all. I have big feet, okay? I got 9.5 shoe size. This jellyfish is gigantic. It's almost twice the size of my feet. Think about it.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, think about that in the water, okay? This is, no.
I will miss you. I'm coming back.
So then we headed back to the main site where we had left our boat from. And of course, as usual on the way back, I just didn't record anything. So here is me going back to my hotel. As you can see, if you look out, the tide is really, really, really out at this point. People can walk out like a whole kilometer and a half and it'll still be up to their hip. And of course, as soon as I get home, it is pouring rain. But what I thought was interesting, if you see like out my window, these swallows were just like flying around in the rain. And I was so curious as to why. I've like never really seen that before. Just birds flying like this crazily in the rain. Were they drinking the water? I don't know. I thought this was very curious and like a very beautiful sight to see, and I just wanted to share it with y'all. After it started to clear up, I decided to go to the beach to see the sunset, because usually after a storm, the sunsets are pretty spectacular. So I headed out, and I was really happy to see that I wasn't alone. There were plenty of people out at the beach. But as you can see, the tide was coming in really quickly, so I only had about an hour to be there before it could reach the shore. As I was walking, I noticed some of these little tiny pebbles. I think they're made by animals digging out holes in the sand. I think they live in the sand, and I guess they're digging out pieces or little pebbles of sand to go deeper and deeper into the shore. I'm not really sure. If you have more information on this, please comment below, because I just really don't know what I was really looking at. But as you can see, the view was beautiful. And here are some of the other things that I found on my walk. So now for the grand finale, now the part that some of you guys have probably been waiting for, which is the all-you-can-eat halal, which is personally my favorite part, seafood, restaurant, Thai, barbecue. That was a really long title, but oh, sorry, not barbecue. Well, actually, barbecue and hot pot. As you'll see later, they actually brought a little barbecue so we can grill stuff. But yeah, this was amazing. And honestly, I would not have found this place if it weren't for the people that I went on a tour with and my tour guide. So shout out to them, because this place was incredible. I could not believe how much food we were able to eat. And if you see the little stacks of meat that were there on the sides of the, oh, there you go, there's the barbecue. The little stacks of meat that were on the sides of the hot pot, I think we had like at least 10 or 12 of those stacks. Like, that's how much food we can eat.
So there's more food inside apparently, but you can basically grab, oh, this is so cool, I love this.
And it was just incredible. This is the place where you can get anything you want. It's all you can eat. That was bomb. I had that. That was delicious. This was just some of the little finger foods. I think more for the kids, really, to be honest. And then as you can see, they have all the seafood you could imagine. They had crab, they had mussels, they had fish, they had shrimp, they had, oh my God, just everything you could think of. I was in food heaven. This was probably my second favorite restaurant / number one hot pot restaurant that I went to in Thailand. So incredible, so delicious. And these are the guys who had invited me and my friends to come, and so we all went there, and it was Oh my god, I was in heaven. I was in food heaven. I could cry.
If you do the tours,
Look, I can just go on and on about this food. As you can see, the hot pot looks so delicious, and I just love that there was hot pot and barbecue. Like, come on, that's like the best of both worlds. Okay, this is the grill, and they actually give you butter to, oh my gosh, it's amazing. They give you butter, and you can get garlic and make a butter garlic just sauce, and then grill the meat in the sauce. It's incredible. It's so good. The barbecue is like one of my favorite parts. And they had everything. They had chicken, they had beef, they had everything except for pork, of course. You can see here the hot pot is split up into two parts. There's a spicy part and a normal part. And this is actually a mushroom, and probably my favorite mushroom to this day. It's so good. I don't know what it's called, but it's delicious, and it has this crunchiness to it that I haven't really experienced with anything else that I've eaten before. So delicious, and it does such a good job at absorbing the flavors of the hot pot.
he ate, I think, more than everybody here. He is like the king of hot pot. King of Shabu, Shabu king. But we're almost done. I'm definitely done. But it was delicious.
And all of this cost about $12 for all you can eat. I don't know, pretty good deal to me. On my next video, I'm going to take you guys on a journey that I went with a really good friend of mine all the way to the top of a mountain where we saw a 360 view of not just Ao Nang, but Phi Phi Island, like everything. Phuket, you can see Phuket from this view. So I will catch y'all later. Make sure to comment below for the giveaway. In a few days, the winner will be announced on my Instagram. Peace, y'all.